You guys want to see some anti-Bison stuff? The real answer is that most of his good things don't have a lot of like extremely apparent counterplay. They're just like annoying things you have to tolerate. Let's talk about Scissor Kick real quick. Notice at this spacing, it's safe to his jab. If he gets hit by this Scissor Kick at the same spacing, notice how close I am. Scissor Kick leaves you really close on hit and really far away on block. And unless the Scissor Kick is spaced out basically like max distance like this, he's almost always in range to threaten you low after, right? And he can throw you. He's almost always in throw range after Scissor Kick. The other thing to think about for Scissor Kick, right, is I basically think about this move as having 3 spacing. The first spacing is obviously unsafe, which is when it's done up close or like off of lights like this, or basically anytime you cancel it from lights, it's probably going to be unsafe. This is going to be unsafe. And this spacing is very important to understand because one thing about this game and how punish counter works, his standing light in the EX Scissor Kick, you see how this doesn't punish, right? But if it's a punish counter, and this does combo. So understanding what your character gets off of your light when it's punish counter is very important, right? So you see I can do this medium into heavy here. If this is on regular hit, right, I can't do this. This combo like won't work. And some characters have really good punishes on this too, so important to keep in mind depending on the character. Spacing 2 that I think about is very obviously safe. Spaced out like all the way back here, right? Like this kind of stuff. This is very obviously safe. When I block Scissor Kick at this range, I basically do not challenge after because you're not going to be able to punish with a light from this far, right? So hitting a light is like pointless because then you're not accomplishing anything, right? And you open yourself up to things like this. And honestly, even hitting your furthest range medium, he's probably not going to reach from like the best spacing, right? And this will get you smoked. Like this is really bad to whip. Swing with a big button with lots of space. If you have like a heavy or something, you're down to take some space after. That's good because like if I'm trying to do Scissor Kick into Scissor Kick here, you see this? It is susceptible to things like, right? But then, you know, you can change up your response. The other thing I would do here is just backdash. A lot of times what people do is just another Scissor Kick. If I'm blocking Scissor Kick from here and I backdash or something, then it's very easy to get a whip punish. The other one is jump. Obviously, a very, you know, common response here. So these 2 options are what I would recommend. Especially because what you can do is like try to parry it, and then if it whiffs, you can like drive rush like that. So this is another option that you do. But then there's like the nebulous in between. So instead of like the perfect spacing back here, it kind of sort of looks like you go punish, but you're not sure. This is the range where I would hit mediums. This is the kind of move I would hit here. Because it's going to stop me from using my medium, and it's going to stop me from doing Scissor Kicks again, and it's going to hit me. This range is the one that's most pesky because sometimes it turns out that it was actually punishable, but checking with a move like this is pretty safe to do. Especially because if I'm trying to do something like this, like he's safe. It's hard for me to steal space very easily here. You do have to be a little careful about jumping. Let's say he neutral jumps to try to punish me here on block. This is really bad to get hit by. This is something that is, especially because he gets all this, right? So you have to be careful about this. The other thing about Bison that is important, I've talked about this before, but this move, like a lot of people, I have not seen punishing it very hard. This mindset move is so bad on block. You got to kill him if he does this move. This move is so bad on block. And so are the Psycho Crushers. And even if I space it out from over here, this is -8. Try to punish with something big. Because I see a lot of people do like light. The EX1 is safe. The EX1 is -6. In general, when he hits you with this move, whenever he pops this move on block, he's always very plus. That's +6. Psycho Crusher, +6. He's very plus. Afterwards, this move, Frame Traps Jab. So my advice is if he's doing this kind of stuff and then doing this to frame trap your jab after, my thought is just tap parry. This is what I've been doing to other Bison players a lot. Now this is weak to throw. How many people get +6 and then don't hit back heavy kick? Not me. I've literally never not hit back heavy kick here. It's the beginning, right? Right now, none of them are gonna give up their plus frames to throw you. It's real solid, you know. push him to the corner, and then beat him up on it with his bad defense. The other thing is you can also drive reversal this. When he's doing like the pop part, drive reversaling is a pretty solid option. It's the same thing if he does this long animation he's doing here where he's like planting the bomb and exploding. You can drive reversal this as well. Essentially, you're gonna eat that much drive gauge damage anyway, right? So let's say that, like, look at my drive gauge. So parry is quite good against it. Drive reversal is quite good against it. Another bit of advice that will help you against Bison a lot. I'm sure you guys have seen this. This and a Psycho Crusher. And it's also safe to drive impact. So if I drive impact, you see how he can block? That means he can DI back. Very good. Anytime you see him do this, you should just try to perfect parry. Because first of all, you'll just parry the bomb after anyway, and he's not going to be able to stop you. And then if you do get the perfect parry, you can just kill him. It's actually not very good. I think people are going to probably stop doing this. Another thing to stop this right here, they do this into this on block, like this kind of stuff, right? And then after I block this, if I try to mash, that's a counter hit combo, right? This is interruptible. Now, you shouldn't just swing on this all the time, but if you do notice they're doing this a lot, something to think about. Same thing with this move. This move's not plus on block. You can mash on this. He doesn't have a plus on block medium. He can frame trap you with this. This is true. But until they start doing that, like, yeah. This move is also excellent, as someone in chat mentioned, yeah. The big thing to know about this move is that it's plus on block, and he can frame trap after, or he can combo after on hit. Also plus. If he's going for this move a lot, though, this move is like, you use it in the same range that you would use Scissor Kick at. The same answers to Scissor Kick are the same answers to this, like neutral jump, you know, smokes this, or like backdash into whip punish. The only thing you have to be careful about is this move is so slow that sometimes you like think he's gonna do it, and then he like whip punishes you on accident. Something to keep in mind. When he does this move, and he does this, this is a setup. If someone throws you after this, you should just parry. Because he's gonna do this, and then he gets the combo off this. He can also go low, which is why I said parry is good here, because he can do like that. Just something. I've hit this setup so many times. It's just it's free damage, and it's a lot of damage if it hits. So. Gotta be very careful about that. That is great anti-Bison advice, because I know somebody's been hit by that already. Did you guys know this? Oh, I'll just crouch block. That shit is a cross up. So when you see this move, you can just do this. You can also parry it. This is my current setup for training mode. You go to shortcut settings, and on shortcut, you can create a function button setting. I have save status and replay save status, and then counter hit settings and block settings. And so what the function button does is while I hold the function button down, this button here. So while I hold the function button down, if I hit the other attack buttons, it will change counter hit settings or save state settings without me needing to go to the menu. So you see how this doesn't work, and then I can test if it works on counter hit, and then I can test if it works on punish counter. Cool, it works on punish counter, right? And then if I want the dummy to all block, I can set him to block all. If I want the dummy to not all block, it's easy to set. If I want it to be random so that I can practice hit confirms, you know, it's very easy to, right? It's very easy to set up this stuff. And then save states is super easy, because let's say you want to test something like the mid-screen version of this is a lot harder, right? So if you want to practice like the mid-screen version, which is the actual hard one, then you know. I actually don't even know if you're supposed to use EX or heavy. Ah, I see now. Yeah, the save states. We just went over how to do save states. They're really useful. He's chewing again. I keep telling you guys he's not allowed to chew the basket, and here we are.